or anatomy exam, MCQ and theory. Or MCQ came in, I wrote, and normally how I write an exam is, especially for MCQ, how I write is, I'll first of all answer the easy questions. When I answer them, I will now go on to the medium, like those that are not difficult, but like difficult, like I have to like think a little. When I finish answering them, then I'll answer the ones that are very, 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 very difficult. So after answering the ones that are easy, I'll actually count to know where I stand, you know, with the easy ones, and how much more I might need to like get to that pass mark, you know, and to help me to know how to answer the difficult ones that you get. So the MCQ was kind of tough. It wasn't really easy, that kind of thing. But anyway, I kind of wrote. And coming to the essay, I think there were like 10 questions and we had to answer everything. And so I think I only knew like 5 or 6 out of those 10 questions, and I answered everything in their outline or format, remaining like the remaining like 4. And for that 4, I left spaces for them. Oh yeah, now invigilator now said 10 minutes more, I been 15 minutes more, and I had to fill up all my space. I ever asked for extra sheets, and the extra sheet I asked for, they gave me an extra booklet, and I still filled up that booklet. And I prayed like this is the end of my exam. God, please do as you promised. When I finished praying, and I was not waiting for uncle to like say something. Uncle now said, "Don't worry, 10 more minutes." I said, "This man is mad. How did you? Why? Like how? Why did you say 15 minutes more and maybe to fill up my spaces with rubbish?" It was very annoying. Like, how was I going? Where was I going to start from again? And I couldn't ask for an extra sheet because I had already finished one booklet. It's only me that is writing MBBS exam. So because of that, I didn't actually ask for another sheet, and I couldn't cancel. So I just went to submit like that. Like, God, like, just you saw what happened. Like, just be God. Honestly, just be God. And so I went to submit. I wanted to cry, but then I made a promise to God that I wasn't going to cry for an exam. Like, you know. That was our deal. And so I called my mom and explained things to her. Then she talked to me, and then we're like, okay, go prepare for the next exam. And I'm like, okay. So this exam was written on a Monday, and we had Tuesday to revise so that the next exam, being medical biochemistry, will be written on Wednesday. For the whole of Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, I slept throughout. I slept throughout that day. And mind you, medical biochemistry was my highest. I had a very high score in my cumulative for like, how am I going to say this thing? I forgot what they call that thing. But how my mock and my in courses joined together and how they calculated it, I had a high score. I think that was 18.9 something or so. I'm not really sure. But and then because of that, I was like, after calculating in my head that okay, I'm going to do this in my MB so that I will like, you know, have a distinction, that kind of thing. I want to read very well for MBB, for medical biochemistry MBBS exam. And then, brothers and sisters, the kind of medical biochemistry that I said, or that I planned, or that I wished, or that I hoped to get a distinction in, the day before that exam, that was when your dear friend slept throughout the day. I couldn't open my book to read. Each time I opened my book to read, I had headache. I felt like crying. Like I was like, it was as though the weight of the world was on my shoulders. Like I was in a cage. Like I needed air to breathe. So in order to feel that way, I just slept. I slept. And then towards evening, when I woke up and realized how I was just uselessing myself and how I was going to miss this opportunity, I started to take a stroll, and I walked around school, and then I finally found myself in one of my friends' lodge, and I stayed there till around 8 p.m. and I came back to the hostel. When I came back, I bathed and prayed that God, please, I don't even understand what is going on with me. Like, I don't know, but it's like you want to do a miracle. It's like you want to, you know, let the world know through me that one with you is majority. Honestly, this was my thought. Maybe you want to perform a miracle. I don't know how you're going to do it, but no wahala. See, I'm following your footsteps. So after that prayer, I opened the book and I passed the van to try and read. I didn't last up to 30 minutes. Then I slept. So that was how I spent my Tuesday. I slept. Then the next morning, around like 4 5 a.m., I woke up and picked up my jotter. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start again. And so I revised a few pages. I know I revised enzymes and okay, I can't remember everything I revised that day or that morning, but I know that I was revising inborn errors of metabolism and every other thing was in my jotter except SCID. And I said, okay, when I get to the hall, I'm going to revise that one. And when I now got to the hall, we started early, and so I wasn't able to revise the kind SCID. Okay then, I finished writing MCQ, the usual. Write the easy ones, count the difficult ones, count. When they say time up, just make sure to fill up any listen. That was how I wrote it. Then comments to the essay now. Dear people, the very number one question, number two question was enzymes and classification of enzymes, and that was the very first page I opened that morning. Like that was the page I opened that morning and read when I was revising. I could not do anything again. I could not even start writing. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, God, is this how you are? Like, are you actually doing this for me? Like, I was going to go mad in that hole. I was shocked. I was like, God, I didn't even know what to do, in fact. Then I kept on saying, okay, and I saw SCID. I was like, man, hey, man, what did you just do to yourself? Why didn't you revise this thing again? I was like, well, God, as usual now, we've got this. Then I kind of like looked at other questions, and those were things that I just kind of glanced through that morning. It wasn't everything though, but at least some of them were what I glanced through that morning. I was like, because I am able to pick up my pen and at least write something. This is someone that did not read like the day before. Like I didn't revise as I was supposed to revise. Like everything that I was going to write was based on past knowledge or something. And so I was like, God, for the fact that you allowed me to use my pen to write something, honestly I am very grateful. Because I felt like what I would do in that exam hall is to just whoop at everybody. Do you get? As far I didn't prepare. I was ready for the worst, in fact. So just seeing that exam question, I was so happy and grateful and speechless. Like, oh my God, honestly, it's only God that can understand how I felt that day. So I wrote like a princess. I wrote like someone who God loved so much. And so yes, I asked for extra sheet as usual. So I finished writing, and some of the things that I couldn't maybe kind of remember, I just tried as much as possible to write all it was that I could remember for each question. And so after that exam, I was like, okay, the distinction is no longer for me, but at least I am so happy that I was able to write something. So I removed my mind entirely from getting the distinction. Like, no wahala now, no. Well, thank you very much. I know that at least I wrote something. Getting to that of PHS, okay, I revised for PHS and I was like, alright, let's see how this one goes. Now, what happened in my PHS exam was, after writing my MCQ was okay, right? Then coming to essay, all the questions, I knew them. But no, my problem was which one will I choose that will give me more marks? You get? Like, I knew them as per, I knew what to write in each of them. I may not have known everything, but when you have 1A and 1B and you know quite everything in 1A and you know just few things in 1B, that kind of thing. So I kind of knew all the questions, but which one will I now answer? That was my problem. And so I chose some to answer. I'm getting to choosing the last three. I've been on last two. I can't quite remember. It was difficult for me because I didn't know which one to keep and which one to answer. And so I was still struggling to calculate the maths in the score they're going to give me and the marks that I'm going to gain. And then my dear lecturer said 15 minutes more. Hey, like they have come again. So I just had to write I had to answer all the questions, then try to choose the ones that I was going to cancel out. I was still trying to fill out. Okay, and this way I also asked for an extra sheet, but they gave me only one sheet, and that one sheet was not enough for me. That I had to write at the back of the booklet. So I was still trying to figure out the one that I'm going to now cancel when now set time up, like submit. So I just really fast and then submitted. And I was like, alright, I'm done. Thank you, Lord.